would have made it back dry, but now it's really raining.
Can't even see the neighbors over there.
I think this is the first time we've sailed in a real, like, rainstorm.
So it's kind of perfect that we already have the reef in.
We are officially in new water, further than we've been, and it's still pretty rough.
Hey there, I'm Kelsey, that's Tim, and this is the story of our adventure. Life is fleeting, and we want to squeeze every bit out of it. We are wandering the world, so home is a bit of a moving target for us. We love finding the random, the remote, and sharing it all with you. So subscribe to get lost with us and hopefully find some inspiration to go after your own dreams.
Welcome back. So last time we left you, we were in Hampton, Virginia, and we're waiting on mail.
Yeah, it can get tricky to get mail when you don't have a home address and you're always moving, especially when things don't get delivered on time.
People are super kind, though,
They
always
are.
letting you send mail to different offices and random locations.
Yep, so we were keeping an eye on UPS tracking and the weather, hoping that we could leave here soon.
Yeah, we were trying to get it to all line up together where we got our packages and the weather was perfect to sail, which doesn't always work.
So today is the day that we've been waiting for. We get our mail today so we can leave after today. Yesterday was a flood warning. Today is a flood warning. Yeah, just super windy.
Two hours later.
Okay, so the weather has continued to deteriorate, although the wind has lessened a little bit. It's still windy, but a little less. It is now starting to rain just slightly, but our mail has arrived, so we're gonna suit up, rain jackets and such, and go grab our mail, and then decide whether or not we're gonna pull up anchor and move today or tomorrow. That's what we're doing. Either way, it's gonna be a bit of a wet ride to pick up the mail. And we're off. Definitely already a wet ride. See if it gets better or worse. We're pretty wet at this rate.
It's not too cold, though.
No, it's not bad that way. This would be pretty miserable if it was cold. Now we have a long no-wake soak to get
Go
there.
a little bit awake. Sorry, everyone. I feel like it's rough enough with just the wind chop.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go any more than that.
Yeah. So this weather, the rain that we're getting, is actually from a hurricane. So it is supposed to
Or is
rain.
it tropical storm, I think, at this moment.
No, yeah, I think it's been downgraded, yeah. But yeah, we got rain in the forecast for the foreseeable future
For a
here.
week, yeah. And then pretty high winds. But the winds are going from being high to like kind of scary high, 40 knot winds coming through the anchorage in a few days, if you trust one of the many predictions that I'm looking at. But if we get out of here today or tomorrow, it's 18 to 20, which is very sailable and not too bad. Might be choppy and wet, but it's not going to be dangerous, I don't think. But if we wait until it's 40, we're not going to go out in that.
No.
So yeah, we have to make our decision here once we get all of our stuff. But that's why we're pushing and just like, screw it, get in the rain. Why wait for it to stop raining? It may never.
Yeah.
Just go. And it's not cold.
No, yeah. We have lots of dry clothes on board, so we're fine. All right, we made it. It's just still drizzling. Feels a lot more when you're moving. We are the proud owners of 2 new paddleboards.
So excited. And look at, I mean, I love that. It's a 12.5-foot paddleboard, a big 3-chamber manual pump,
Yeah.
carbon fiber paddle, fins, all the accessories and stuff, leash, and a little backpack. But it also is rolling, so I just chose to put it on my
I've
back.
got the rolly
Yeah.
option going, and Tim's got that backpack.
So light.
Because I already have a backpack.
Oh no, I'm so excited. So as soon as the weather's a little bit nicer,
Yeah.
we'll get these pumped up. But for now, it's time to sail or get close to sailing.
Yeah.
Plan for the moment when we can sail.
12 seconds later.
We decided to celebrate our freedom with a beer, and it wasn't raining.
I don't think we would have made it back though.
We would have made it back dry, but now it's really raining, so it's going to be really wet.
So you know what that means? a second beer.
All right, the rain has let up a little bit, and we've thoroughly soaked our new paddle boards. Broke them right in. Now we're gonna go back to the boat.
I mean,
They are meant to be wet, so it's okay. Well, the rain has come back. And
it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine?
Yeah, it's a little wet. And we're going very slow right now, but it's going to be very wet when we go fast. I think it's a good movie night tonight. It's a cozy, rainy night to watch a movie. Well, we were a little soggy, but we had all of our mail.
Yes, and now it's time to stare at weather predictions and try and find the perfect time to leave.
And it is raining. Battery died on that one. So anyways, the weather is bad. We've decided that it's safer to stay here.
Yeah, the fact that on AIS there's not a single like pleasure vessel out there. There's no sailboats, powerboats.
All right. We are definitely having trouble with batteries. Third time's hopefully a charm. So
we're looking, and it depends which predictive wind system you look at, but it's saying anywhere from 23 to 35 knots of wind gusting, and so not a great time probably to head out into the Chesapeake. But it's interesting, there's tankers, some tugboats, and a military ship, all very big, out in the bay. That is it. So I kind of am taking that as everything I need to know, even though the numbers of the swell, the wind, are all within things I think we can handle. So all of that, and it's pretty thick fog. You're not going to be able to see more than maybe a quarter mile. You know, I think it makes sense that we wait for tomorrow morning.
So we are ready to leave, but we'll do it when the weather looks like it's a smart time to leave, I think.
Yeah. Yep, that's what we're going to do.
Three hours later.
Can't even see the neighbors over there.
All right, it's just a blow coming through, but it's a little intense and a little scary. Wet, cold. Starting an engine just in case. Not sure if we're dragging. Do you need me to go up to the anchor?
I need you to test it. Alright?
Yeah. So wet, I am drenched.
So that was exciting. We all of a sudden this squall kind of moved through.
Yeah.
And it was decent wind, not crazy though. And we just felt like we were drifting more and more and more. So I think wherever we had anchored at was one depth, but then we drug the anchor into a deeper little bit.
Yeah. And we're
And
going
so-
towards the shore, and
Yep.
it's rocky, so
And
we
it's
didn't wanna
all
get too
boulders
close.
back there, and I was like, man, they're getting close. Our anchor alarm's going off to confirm that we have drug. And then we pulled up anchor, moved forward, dropped it again.
Do it
Let's go
again.
much further, and more anchor rode out. And so now we're at over 100.
Yeah, and it
And-
definitely feels like we grabbed it. I think we're moving quite
Yeah,
a
and
bit.
what I noticed this time, though, is the depth gauge is deeper than it was when we anchored the first time. So we got a reading of like 14 feet when we first anchored a couple of days ago. Just now, it was almost 20. So I think we had too little out.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes, but
I
I
think that
mean,
was the issue.
we reacted quicker than we needed to, so we weren't we
And
weren't in any
Kelsey's a
danger
champion.
yet.
Because I started turning engines on just thinking, well, worst thing, I could just sit here with the engines in idle, keep us off the rocks. And she's like, you want me to pull up the anchor? I was like, yeah, actually, yes. So she went up there, and without headsets, we just were like hand signals, old winching hand signals,
Yeah.
which I think
At
are the
least
same
we
on a
both
boat, aren't
know,
they?
yeah.
But we both know them, so it's fine. So she's like, you know, winch out, winch in, or winch in, winch out, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
pick it up again.
Yeah, it is.
But I think
we're home
set.
now, finally. Just us and this one other boat.
Well, that was exciting.
Yeah, a little bit. We didn't get it on film because it was all happening so fast, but we got pretty close to those rocks, honestly.
Yeah.
This boat handled it so well, though. As soon as we put out enough scope, we were good to go. And I love this area back here because it's always a little pocket. And even when it's 35 knots out there, it's pretty calm right about here.
Yeah, and luckily the rest of the night was uneventful. And in the morning, it was time to go. All right, here we go. Gonna lift anchor, and it's just starting to sprinkle. How you doing?
Good. It's so funny how this works. Same with like going into a job. If you know that you can't leave that day, wake up, you look at the weather, you're peering out the window. Maybe we could leave. We can't. It's too rough. Today, perfect weather to leave. We're waking up 35, 40 minutes later than yesterday going, oh my God, I'm so sleepy.
early.
It feels so early. What? So, yeah, it's actually beautiful out right now. We'll see how it is out there. Weather reports are conflicting, so could be 11 knots.
It was
be
much
18.
calmer last night than we expected, though, that's for sure. Oh, we're gonna get wet. It is raining back there. Alright, sails are up. We're both a little soggy.
Yeah.
It's funny how just it raining makes it feel like it's like so much more intense what we're doing.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not
Well, it's a
really-
little rough. The fog you can't see so well, so we're actually really happy to have radar working today.
Yeah.
And so you feel like you can see anything in front of you. And rain's coming even more than it currently is. So, but we got sails up, and once we turn a few degrees more off the wind, I think we'll be
able
pretty
to
good.
under wind power only. I think this is the first time we've sailed in a real like rainstorm. We've been in stormy weather, but not really rain. It's nice because it's actually not very cold, so it feels pretty good to be wet actually.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I could see in a month from now.
Oh yeah,
Be a
you
little
do not
chilly.
want to be wet.
But no, this is still really nice weather. Yeah, so we're cruising along. We just got to round a bend here, and then we'll have it nicely on the beam. Right now, we're still getting some speed out of it, but we have the current against us. So we have 2 knots of current against us. So we're doing 4 knots. So basically, we would be doing 6. We've got the port engine on, like 1,800 RPMs, just to assist right now against that current. And then we'll see what we can do just sailing once we get around this point.
There's one other sailboat out there that we can see sailing.
So right now it's saying 18. So it's kind of perfect that we already have the reef in.
We are officially in new waters, further than we've been. We're cruising it. And it's still pretty rough. Just meat out of the freezer for dinner later. water, but it's gotten a little bit better on and off. It changes. But I think we're almost to our first little anchorage for tonight, so not too bad so far. We just have to do a few little tacks to get in, and then we'll drop anchor, make some dinner. We did it. We have anchored, and this was kind of our first option of how the weather was doing and how far we wanted to go, and we were feeling like we were ready to drop anchor. So this is where we ended up, right next to a fish plant of some sort. Haven't Googled it. You can smell it, not from here. Luckily the wind's kind of blowing a different direction. But yeah, it's pretty and calm. The fish are jumping. And it feels good to be smooth. That was quite a sail, wouldn't you say, Tim?
I would say. It was awesome, though. I mean, you know, that we were just bashing this stuff. I think, like, the first time we were in rough weather, it was kind of scary.
Yeah.
This time, it was tiring, but it wasn't scary just because you know the boat can handle it.
And so much more, you know. Like,
and so much more. Yeah, I mean, the bows and even the dolphin seats spent a fair amount of time underwater, plunging through waves, and then you'd build up some speed, get to 7.5, 8 knots, and then you just bam into a big one.
That would totally stop you.
Yeah, you'd be at 4, and then you start to build speed back up again. So it was like a slow bashing day, but good. I think we did like 55, 58 miles, so it's not a ton.
Mostly big, like into the wind, trying
all
to
into the wind, tacking into the wind. Now we were lucky; most of the day we didn't have to tack. We were able to just hold the line and kind of go the way we wanted to go. And then to get into this bay, we did a couple of big tacks, and then yeah, it's funny because we've seen these blue boats out there.
Yeah, the big fishing boats
in the Chesapeake since we got up this way. So that's their home, I guess. A massive. I think it's called Omega or something like that. We'll look it up.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow we'll just continue our trek north, but more like cute little towns, more stuff like that, I think, in the next few days. But this was more of a get it done kind of day.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, time to make some dinner.
Whew, what a day. We were bashing into the waves, and this boat handled it so well.
Yeah, and I'm happy to report that I did not get seasick. In fact, I have not been seasick since that very first, very rough overnight passage. So that's
that's awesome. I'm really proud of her. And seasickness happens, but it's nice when you can diminish it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, that fish processing plant, we found out that they make fish oil and food for like cattle and dogs and all that kind of stuff. So it smells terrible.
Yeah.
But as we were going to bed, all of those big trawlers started up and headed out to go fishing.
Yeah, and in the morning we discovered that they also had a runway. But we'll save that for next week.
Absolutely. So thank you as always for coming along. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Thank you to all of you who bought us a beer. See you next time.